Has one of your favorite characters ever been turned into a total joke by the internet? Today, I want to talk about some characters who are now more recognizable as memes than as part of their own series. On one hand, being posted about nonstop can work as free advertising, but on the other, it can completely wreck their reputation. Let's talk about it. It should go without saying that the internet and anime culture go hand in hand. Before social media was widespread, most people post about their favorite shows on forums. There were no algorithms, no incentives, just people who all loved the same medium getting together to discuss it and share it around. Although anime has become a lot more mainstream compared to the early 2000s, with the rise of streaming services such as Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Crunchyroll having large anime libraries, otaku culture is still something that's mostly relegated to the internet. Because of anime's widespread popularity across the web, sometimes certain things can breach containment, so to speak. Anime characters can get used in reaction images that go viral, even when the character has nothing to do with the joke, then gets spread around by people finding it funny, completely unaware of where the character is from. It creates a strange disconnect when fans of a series interact with people who only know what a character looks like from a meme, but have no clue who they actually are, and can be frustrating to people who are genuine fans of the character. Conversely, the meme associated with the character can simply give them a bad reputation. Today, I want to talk about a few characters who have been affected by this phenomenon, their brief history, and how the character is perceived today. The first character I want to talk about regarding this is Anya Forger from Spy Family, an extremely popular character from a similarly popular series. Starting serialization in Shonen Jump Plus back in 2019, the manga by Tatsuya Endo quickly became a hit, with the series seamlessly blending together cool action scenes, an adorable family dynamic, and comedy, allowing it to captivate a wide range of readers. It consistently ranked high on sales charts, was discussed often online, and even started to gain a lot of traction overseas. My first exposure to Anya was this image of the popular Japanese idol Saki Miyamoto posting a picture of herself wearing a t-shirt of Anya doing her iconic smug face while the idol mimics her expression. I saw this image reposted on Tumblr a lot, and it became a popular meme way before I even knew what Spy Family was. This is the first example of Anya becoming memified before people actually knew where she came from, and I actually find this one pretty harmless. If anything, this image was excellent advertising for the manga. I can imagine that a lot of people who saw the pic were able to discover Spy Family through it. Only a year after Saki's Anya picture, the anime premiered in spring of 2022, becoming an enormous success. Animated by both Cloverworks and Wit Studio, the anime had fluid animation, a great color palette, amazing voice performances, fun action scenes, and clearly a lot of love put into it. The opening segment is fantastic, with a super high-energy song by Hige Dandism, Mixed Nuts, that often gets stuck in my head. The accessibility of the show was also a huge reason it took off, being available on Crunchyroll and Netflix, plus it was family-friendly enough for kids to enjoy. Basically, it was the type of show that appealed to everyone: hardcore anime fans, casual anime fans, and even people who've never watched anime before. Anya quickly became the mascot of the series, which was obviously intended by Endo and the team at Cloverworks and Wit. She is silly, cute, mischievous, and the comedic heart of the story. Her design is perfectly crafted to be as marketable as possible, with cotton candy pink hair, big round green eyes, and an overall quirky personality. Anya's catchphrases like "Waka waka" and her often hilariously extreme facial expressions make her an easy character to clip, screenshot, and make reaction pics of. To anime fans that love moe, she became one of the most universally cute anime characters, and has won the Crunchyroll Award title of Best Must Protect at All Costs anime character 3 years in a row, beating out characters like Pochita and Komi, which just goes to show how incredibly loved she is by the wider anime community. After years of being a beloved character, seeing Anya reaction pics on Twitter became pretty commonplace. Especially on Annie Twitter, Anya's face dominates the reply sections of tweets, especially GIFs of her. This brings us to the most recent Anya meme, one that has gained a lot of notoriety due to its political implications. On November 6th, 2024, at 1:53 a.m. EST, An account under the name @RevSaysDesu tweeted this after the US election results had determined that Republican candidate Donald Trump had won the presidential election. 20 minutes later, at exactly 2:11 a.m. EST, Twitter user Custom Udon Goat wrote the short but sweet sentence, "Can't wait to afford groceries again," followed by a screenshot of Anya Forger from the Spy Family original movie Code White, which shows the character with her mouth agape, large sparkles in her eyes, blushing, holding a fork and spoon in each hand, and wearing a white turtleneck underneath a red dress. In the following months, screenshots of the tweet, the image of Anya, and Anya herself became associated with inflation and otherwise rising prices in accordance with Trump's new policies, such as tariffs that have cost the American people more money than before for basic necessities. Grocery prices for everyday items such as dairy products, eggs, beef, pork, and poultry have also increased substantially and have still not gone down, despite the claims that prices would be lowered after Trump took office. In response to tweets that openly talk about price hikes, tariffs, and other additional costs that have been implemented since Trump became president, people will often post the same Anya image in a mocking tone, making fun of the original tweet for aging terribly. Fast forward to now, September of 2025. It's closing in on a year since the original tweet, and people are still using that same image and other images of Anya in response to price increases across Twitter. The result is that now a lot of people can't separate Anya from her status as a political gotcha, and her reputation has been a bit bruised. For example, I see a lot of people quote retweeting the new Spy Family poster saying they can't look at her the same anymore, most likely in a jokey tone, but still. The fact remains that Anya left her realm of anime discussion and became a pawn in the political happenings of Twitter. For better or for worse, one of Anya Forger's aliases on the internet will now forever be Grocery Girl. If you've been on the internet in the past couple years, chances are you've seen this character before, a blonde chibi cat girl who drinks pilk. Well, her name is actually Neco-Arc, and she has a surprisingly fascinating history. In 2000, a visual novel called Tsukihime was released, written by Kinoko Nasu and illustrated by Takashi Takeuchi. Tsukihime sold out rapidly at Comiket and in subsequent reprints, eventually circulating tens of thousands of copies, which was a massive success for a doujin visual novel at the time. The heroine of the story, Arkid Brunstead, is the character in which Neco-Arc is a parody of. Although Neco-Arc doesn't appear in any of the main routes, if you make a wrong choice and hit a bad end, the player gets sent to a special classroom hosted by Seal-sensei, the character of Seal from the main story dressed as a teacher. Seal-sensei's companion is Neco-Arc, and while Seal explains to the character what went wrong and gives hints on how to avoid the bad end, Neco-Arc pokes fun at the player, is sarcastic, and acts in a cartoonish slapstick way. These scenes are meant to give a bit of levity to the player from the overall dark tone of the visual novel, since it's very common to run into a bad end whilst doing a blind playthrough of the game. Neco-Arc's design, based off of a chibi-fied Arkid, is adorable as she has huge bug-like eyes, cat ears, and big round paws. This, combined with her silly antics, made her stand out against the grim atmosphere of the rest of the game, and made her very memorable. It's no surprise then that she would eventually become a playable character in Tsukihime's fighting game adaptation, Melty Blood. Although Neco-Arc didn't become playable until the third installment of the series in March of 2005 with Melty Blood Act Cadenza, she quickly established herself as a fan-favorite character, with an even sillier-looking revamped design, a goofy-sounding voice, and cartoonishly ridiculous fighting moves, like turning herself into a rocket that launches at her target or firing off lasers with her eyes. The very next year, in 2006, an up-and-coming hobby retailer that you may have heard of, Good Smile, released their first ever Nendroid-style figure, which was of Neco-Arc from Tsukihime. This cemented Neco-Arc in history, as nowadays the Good Smile Company's Nendroid figures are some of the most popular out there, with myself and many of my friends owning multiple. Fast forward to August of 2021 when Tsukihime's remake released. Just like in the original game, if the player hits a bad end, they're transported to Seal-sensei's classroom, where you can once again find Neco-Arc. However, since Neco-Arc is a parody version of Arkid, and Arkid was redesigned for this remake, Neco-Arc also got a redesign which mirrors Arkid's. Instead of a long purple skirt and weirdly stretched feet she's had in Melty Blood's design, she now sports a blue miniskirt, black leggings, and fashionable brown boots. Her pupils also got bigger and made a brighter shade of red, her hair was made fluffier, she was given 2 ahoges or cowlicks, and her inner ears were changed from pink to white. It seems as if this version was trying to lean into the cute aspect rather than silly. Not only that, but Neco-Arc's voice actress was also replaced for the remakes. In previous installments, Neco-Arc was voiced by Ryoka Yuzuki. However, for Blue Glass Moon and Type Lumina, Ryoka Yuzuki was replaced by Ikumi Hasegawa, who also voices Arcade in the remake. Fun fact, Ikumi Hasegawa is also the voice of Kita from Bocchi the Rock, meaning the new Neco-Arc has sung all of the Kesoku band songs. I don't think Ikumi does a bad job at voicing Neco-Arc, but I will say that I prefer Yuzuki's version of her. Here are the two side by side.
早すぎたんだ潜伏ブランニューいいメガネかけてるにゃセクシーボーイにゃんにゃんにゃお灸を据えてやるぜギルティーボーイゆるカンニング止まって見える
Anyway, although Neco-Arc has always been a popular meme character, the remakes only bolstered that popularity. When the Tsukihime remake came out, and especially when Neco-Arc was added as free DLC to Type Lumina, she was everywhere. People would redraw her in every type of meme format imaginable, and somehow she even became associated with Pilk, a beverage that combines Pepsi with milk. Even though Tsukihime has become a lot more popular in recent years due to the remake, it's still a semi-obscure title. I have no doubt in my mind that most of the people who consume Neco-Arc memes have no idea what Tsukihime is, and especially not Melty Blood. Although I own Melty Blood on Steam, it was gifted to me, and I've actually never played it. So I too am a fake fan, but all of that changes today. Today, I'll stop being a cringe normie who likes funny catgirl pictures and actually dip my toes into a fighting game against LimeJinjo. You should introduce yourself.
I'm LimeJinjo.
Oh fuck. Please go a little easy on me, bro. Come on. I don't know any of the controls.
Welcome to the real world. You're gonna learn today.
I don't even know how to like sprint. Jesus. Let him get up. Let him get up. Oh my god.
You're gonna learn today.
I didn't learn anything. I didn't learn a single thing.
No free hits on me. You have to earn them.
But yeah, I got one. Koitsu. Shit. Stop laser beaming me.
Come on.
Fuck. I can't do a quarter circle.
Every time you do a
Oh, I did it.
Just now try doing that again. Me, I can just get quarter circles out like this.
Because you play fighting games. I'm doing it. Wait, I'm the goated Neco-Arc main. Look, I got you to like half damage. Let me laser eye you again. Let me laser. No. Should I play Tsukihime? Would I like it?
You would probably. You don't read, so.
What do you mean I don't read? Dori.
Oh, there's a close round.
I'm just button mashing, by the way. If you can't tell, you can probably tell.
I'm just intelligently pressing buttons.
Fuck. Yes.
You just had to get one beam out. It's hard to do games.
I did the rocket.
If you were playing like Kishima.
No, leave me alone. Neco-Arc is so funny. As long as I can hit the laser eyes, you're no. I jumped. I got out of it.
Alright, I'm doing one more shot at getting you damage with this dumbass move.
Yes, I got.
Oh, fuck
yes, you can. Look, we all have our talents, and I just don't happen to be very good at fighting games. I guess I could improve if I practice, but I simply don't want to. The full recording of LimeJinjo and I playing Melty Blood is actually 15 minutes long, and you can watch the entire unedited session on my Patreon as long as you're a member. I had a lot of fun, even though I never won a single match. Regardless, it's obvious that Neco-Arc has transcended her origins as a one-off gag character in an overall dark and gritty visual novel. She's not just a parody of Arcade or a silly sidekick to Seal Sensei. Neco-Arc is a fully established character who many people don't associate with anything but herself, a cute little cat creature who drinks Pilk. She's outgrown her source material, making her own legacy completely separate from Tsukihime, as most people see her not as a Tsukihime or Melty Blood character, but simply as Neco-Arc. This next one hits close to home for me since Nagito Komaeda is one of my favorite characters of all time. Super Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair is my favorite game and what really got me into the Danganronpa series. I'm a big fan even if I don't talk about the game often. Although the Danganronpa series is incredibly popular, it's also the case that many people recognize Nagito Komaeda of Super Danganronpa 2 from somewhere else. Where, you might ask? Well, in 2018, this little music video went viral, featuring Nagito and Sans from Undertale models rigged to a Miku Miku dance animation, with the background being an artistic rendition of the Pillar Room from the end of Undertale, with a shitty JPEG of a bald, crushed Nagito imposed on top of it. The song playing behind it was, well, let me just play it for you.
Fingers in his ass, fingers in his ass. Kanye West, he lies, fingers in his ass.
This catchy little number is, as you might have already guessed, a parody using both the songs Verken Trucken and Asgore from Undertale, made to be about the famous hip-hop artist Kanye West enjoying fingers. To understand why this was created, we need to go over a little bit of history. In 2016, mashup artist Triple Q got his channel temporarily taken down after hitting his third YouTube strike, in part because he sampled Kanye West's Touch the Sky on his mashup song Kanye West vs. Haruhi Suzumiya, It's Gonna Touch the Sky, Right? Which combines one of Haruhi Suzumiya's openings with the vocals from Touch the Sky. In retaliation, a fellow mashup artist, Botanic Sage, would create the infamous track Asgore, Fingerfuckung, which references a tweet made by Amber Rose only sorry, hold on. Would create the infamous track Asgore, Fingerfuckung, which references a tweet made by Amber Rose only a month prior during her beef with ex-boyfriend Kanye West, where she wrote, and I quote, "Aw, at Kanye West, are you mad I'm not around to play in your asshole anymore? Hashtag fingers in the booty ass bitch, finger pointing up emoji." It seems neither one of these mashup artists expect the song to blow up the way it did, especially when it hit its second wind 2 years later when it was made into an MMD music video by Tumblr user Skeletortilla. This music video using Botanic Sage's song would become so popular on Tumblr that something called Fingers in His Ass Sunday was created, where many Tumblr users would band together to reblog the post every Sunday. The same year that Komaeda and Sans dancing to Asgore went viral, there would be a massive change implemented to Tumblr. When Tumblr was put under fire by the Apple App Store for containing CP, a decision was made to remove and heavily suppress all adult content on the website. This was shocking to many people since a lot of Tumblr's traffic came from people who exclusively used it for adult content. Soon enough, a joke emerged that Fingers in His Ass would also be banned since it was a song about a sexually explicit subject. Thus, a countdown to the very last Fingers in His Ass Sunday began. Leading up to the expulsion of adult content across Tumblr, the meme further solidified, with people making tons of epic fan art of Sans, Nagito, and sometimes even Kanye West. It basically became a site-wide event, and on December 17th, 2018, the ban finally went into effect. Funnily enough, the ban didn't result in the removal of FIHA, but the community mourned its loss anyway. After that, the video started losing momentum and eventually fizzled out as people lost interest over time. However, because of how widespread the FIHA music video was at its peak, many people still associate Nagito with Sans in relation to the song and don't know anything about Danganronpa at all. Nagito was already a well-established meme within the Danganronpa community before the Fingers in His Ass video ever dropped, as he's one of the 3 most central characters in Super Danganronpa 2. His eccentric personality, being idealistic, self-destructive, and unsettling, makes him not only a fascinating figure to analyze, but also an easy target to poke fun at. The fact that Sans appears in the video makes sense, since it's riffing on an Undertale song, but Nagito's inclusion is a little less straightforward. Without diving too deeply into the background of the video's creator, Skeletortilla, we can only speculate. It could simply be that they were a fan of Danganronpa, but it's just as likely that Komaeda was chosen because of his popularity as a Tumblr sexy man archetype, similar to Sans himself, and Nagito could have easily been replaced by a different character like the Onceler, Human Bill Cipher, or Purple Guy from FNAF. Characters like these were often detached from their original media and reimagined by fandoms as exaggerated, sexy versions of themselves. By slotting Nagito into this meme, the video essentially catapulted him out of his original fandom bubble and into wider internet culture. For many people outside the Danganronpa fanbase, he stopped being Nagito Komaeda and instead became that anime dude from Fingers in His Ass, or simply Fingers in His Ass guy. While the meme's cultural footprint has shrunk significantly since its peak, by 2025 it's rare to see people still spamming it under Nagito fan art, it's undeniably altered how the character was perceived, transforming him into a broader symbol of fandom meme culture. Well, that's what I originally was going to say. However, at the time of writing this, Super Danganronpa 2X2 was just announced in the most recent Nintendo Direct, which is both a remake of the entire original game and includes an alternate timeline story with different culprits and victims. This announcement has reignited a dormant SDR2 fanbase, with many people posting art of their favorite characters in light of the news. Additionally, Twitter account @Fihas made a post on September 14th, 2025, remarking on the 10th anniversary of Undertale, posting the iconic music video along with it. This post gained over 6,000 likes and 2,000 retweets, showing that although it's been over half a decade since the meme's inception, its cultural impact still remains. To wrap this video up, I don't necessarily think any of these characters were ruined by the internet. Sure, it can be frustrating when people meme a character without knowing the source, but that's also a chance to share the series with new fans. At the end of the day, they're fictional. Your personal connection to them isn't diminished just because others use them differently. In fact, it can be cool to see a favorite character gain new life through memes and fan art, regardless of whether everyone knows the full lore. That's the beauty of the internet. Characters can mean different things to different people. If you disagree, make sure to leave a comment explaining your perspective on the subject. Also, let me know who your favorite character I discussed today was. Mine is Nagito, as you probably already guessed. If you enjoyed this video and would be interested in a part 2, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're on mobile, make sure to swipe on the comment bar below this video and give me some hype points if it's been less than 7 days since the video was posted. It would make me so happy.
We won.